Hi, Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your Lunar New Year reading for you. This is the Wood Dragon Lunar New Year, and I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously, and it gets this channel seen by the YouTube algorithm. So thank you so very much for doing so. So let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. Interesting. And spirit guides, angels, and spirit guides, show me clearly. So fire sign energy, as we can see, comes through very, very powerfully during this time. Fire sign energy is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, but it is also a huge component to the Wood Dragon New Year. So wood fuels the element of fire. And so what we see with this Wood Dragon year is that the qualities of the dragon are intensified by the fact that it is under the element of wood. So that is quite powerful. We see the King of Wands reverse, we see the Knight of Wands reverse, and we see the Page of Wands in the upright position. So fire sign energy comes through very, very strongly. Fire sign energy in our Western zodiac is Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So if we have that in our chart, us being kind of like main powerhouses of things, right? The kings, the knights, the protectors, the rulers, we're not going to fit into that role as well. And we'll find that a part of our personality, if we have fire sign energy in like that part of the kind of more serious element of our personality, trips over itself or is too intense. It's actually too intense, which makes us trip over ourselves. But if we come to it as a student, if we say, I'm going to learn as much as I can from this fire time, from this wood dragon time, we're going to see ourselves be highly, highly successful. It's just going to transcend. So do be aware of that. We have Capricorn energy coming through, time frame of December 22nd to January 19th. We can see that as a positive time frame. We then have the Death card reverse, which is also Scorpio time frame, October 23rd to November 22nd. Now, if we have Capricorn in our chart, that comes through very, very positively, or in our lives comes through positively. If we have Scorpio in our chart or in our lives, that can be giving us a lot more difficulty. Okay, so being aware of that is super important. Also, being aware of secrets during this time, things being held back, things being done in the shadows. That's also going to be something we are going to become aware of, or we're going to be looking at and being like, no, things need to be brought to the forefront. With the Queen of Pentacles, this is Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is us. So we see it amplifying the Capricorn energy here, but we also see us taking a center stage as prosperous and bountiful. And that's going to be a really good thing for us during this time. Now let's see what Spirit has to say. And if you're interested in entering to receive a free reading, put a heart in the comment box below. A person will be chosen at random and announced on the 1st of March. So good luck to everyone. It's exciting. Oh, and don't be scammed by anybody contacting you in the comment box. It will not be me. And if you are interested in purchasing a private reading, a private personalized meditation, or a healing, check out my website, daneharttarot.com. So let's see what Spirit has to say, angels and spirit guides. Here we have devoted, and this is reversed. So what we are devoted to is going to be tested during this time. We're going to be looking at things and questioning. That makes sense. A dragon time period is a very intense time period. And dragon symbolizes power and nobleness. It symbolizes honor and luck and success. So when we're looking at what we're devoted to, we're looking at how do I want to move forward? Where is it that I need to be? And we see that chaos here coming forward with the fire of the King of Wands and the Knight of Wands. We're questioning, we're seeking, we're looking at things differently, but also we can be hot-headed during this time. Our temper can definitely get the best of us, and it will at times. So do be mindful about this. We're going to see that we're very passionate, we're very fiery, but we can be very much like a burst of energy and teeter out, burn out. And that can be something that frustrates us, that overwhelms us, that makes us doubt ourselves. We don't necessarily want to be the student, and yet this is a time where we are going to be. Now, the Dragon Year also epitomizes activity and reaction. We're going to be, again, very reactionary. We need to be mindful about this because we want to build our prosperity. We want to build our success. We want to see ourselves moving forward in ways that we hadn't even imagined that we could. With Capricorn energy coming through so powerfully, ruled by Saturn, which is very grounding, very kind of realistic energy, we can see ourselves move forward towards what brings prosperity into our lives. But we have to make sure that we do it in this Capricorn way of slow, methodical, kind of like top-down power, very, very logical, very rule based, very like, okay, this is where I'm heading with this, which for a Virgo energy, that's not that hard for us. We're good with that sort of structure. So being aware of this is going to be super important. Also knowing that this is a year that's going to teach us a lot. We might find that we were heading in a direction that we didn't like. This can be a pivot year, most definitely for us, but this is also going to be a year where we're soaking in knowledge, we're soaking in understanding. This is going to be a year where we look at things and it's like, oh, I'm taking it in. Oh, I'm seeing it in a new way. And that's going to help us move forward towards where we want to be in life. So let's see what our chakra energy is. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. This is inspiration reverse. Now, this is the sacral chakra. Now, the sacral chakra is where a lot of our creative energy is held. It's where a lot of our sensual energy is held. And what we're going to see here with this reverse is that during this year, we can have a blockage around our inspiration, around our creativity, around the way that we want to move forward. We're going to be very caught up in moving to achieve, to succeed, to obtain. That's going to come very naturally, and it comes very naturally in a dragon year. So being aware of this is going to be super important, and being aware that everything is amplified. But sitting in our creativity, sitting in our inspiration, letting ourselves be inspired, letting ourselves move forward towards, new avenues, that isn't necessarily going to come as easily to us. So do be mindful about this during this time. Also, our sensual energy, we can be very, kind of right, burn bright and then fizzle off. So just be aware of this. Be aware of this in relationships where it's like the relationship can be really intense and then we just lose interest, or we're just moving on to the next thing. So do be aware of this during this time, right? We want to be inspired. We need to focus and meditate around our sacral chakra, around our creativity, around the energy of the body, moving around, deeper connection, deeper understanding, and really seeing ourselves being propelled forward in a way that we hadn't imagined we could. So let's see what energies we need to be mindful of during this time. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. This is the Five of Pentacles reversed. Now, the Five of Pentacles reversed is being trapped in a cycle of a poverty mentality. Now, the Five of Pentacles is a poverty mentality. This is going to be wanting to break from it, but feeling like I just can't. I'm always going to be trapped here. I'm never going to be able to get ahead the way that I want to. I'm never going to be able to have the life that I want to. I'm always just stuck in this place of poverty, of mediocrity, of not even mediocrity at times, of struggle, of heartbreak, of pain, of disappointment. And we can see it really manifesting in all avenues of our existence. And we're not going to want that. Who wants that? This is going to be a time with the Five of Pentacles reverse. Be mindful of being sucked into a belief or an idea that I was what I used to be, okay? Or I'm never going to be able to break a generational curse, or I'm always going to be held back just like this. So being mindful of this with the Five of Pentacles reverse is going to be super important for us. It is going to be super important because we're going to take a heartbreak, a pain, a disappointment, a financial setback that we have. It could have been a huge one, could have been a small one, and it's going to be amplified in our mind. And it's going to keep us chained to a place that we do not want to be and we do not need to be. So being aware of this is going to be important because all of a sudden this will become all encompassing in our mind and we'll be trapped right there. All right. So let's see here. With the tarot, we have the King of Wands reversed. The King of Wands, whenever we have the Wands reversed, and we have the King of Wands and we have the Knight of Wands, this means that our temper can reign supreme. So do be mindful about this. Be mindful of being very reactionary. Be mindful of being short, of being, curt with people, of being, combative during this time, during this year. And it makes sense because we're embodying the dragon. Now, I don't know a lot about, Eastern dragons. I do know a lot about Western dragons. Western dragons, when they fly through the sky, strike fear into everyone. So what we're going to see here is our fear can come forward, and it can make us very defensive of what we are able to obtain. Remember, dragons also are great hoarders, right? It's Smaug with its caves full of gold in Lord of the Rings. It's the dragons that you always read about in fairy tales, capturing maidens and, keeping them and taking them far away from their villages. And I never quite understood why, but there's a sense of I'm going to value what other people value, even if it doesn't mean anything to me. And that's what we have to be mindful of during a dragon year, where we can be great collectors during this time. We can have a fine eye for detail, most definitely, but we're going to tend to value not what's valuable to us, but is what is valued by somebody else. What somebody else thinks is super great, we're going to be like, oh, well, that must be great. So be aware about that. There's also resistance to transformation during this time. We can see this year, and this year can be highly transformative. We can really be stepping into our power, stepping into our insight, stepping into what we want more and more and more. But we can also be kind of held back, doubting, fearing. There's a need for transformation, and yet there's a doubt, there's a question mark. Can I possibly do this? How can I move forward? So that's going to be something to be aware of during this time as well, with the King of Wands reverse, that there is going to be a transformation coming, but we are going to be resisting it, which is going to make us feel drained without us even knowing why. We're just going to be like, oh my gosh, it's hard to get out of bed in the morning, or I'm feeling tired, I'm feeling overwhelmed. Why is this? Because we're resisting a change that is coming forward in our world and in our existence that needs to be moving within us. With the Knight of Wands reverse, Knights reversed are just very reactionary, very reactionary. So do be mindful about this. We can be apprehensive about our passion, kind of questioning, how do I move forward? And then meeting that question that we have within ourselves with anger or with fear that just paralyzes us in one way or another. With the Knight of Wands, we are going to see that we need to move forward more towards what really ignites our soul and our heart, what spiritually, brings us joy. So this can be making time for hobbies, because our job could be just our job, right? We work a 9 to 5, we get our paycheck, and we move forward. And this can be a time where we need to really focus on what inspires me, what guides me, what opens up the door. With the Page of Wands, you're going to be getting a message during this year, okay, during this lunar year. And it's going to help move you forward, but it's also going to promote a level of fear in you. And you'll see that while you're doing something. It's going to be like, oh my gosh, can I do this? How can I move forward? You mean I can be successful, XYZ? And we're going to start to doubt. And then you're going to see those doubts keeping you from the place that you want to be, especially career-wise. This is going to be huge when it comes to your career, Virgo. We're going to be looking at things and saying, but I want to do this and I want to do that. And then in the back of our head, it's like, well, then you won't have this coverage or this coverage or that coverage, or you won't be like this or you won't be like that. And so stay small. It's not saying here, quit your job, join the circus. That's not what I'm saying at all. But what Spirit is saying is that we have great dreams for ourselves. We have things that we want to go after. Fear is going to keep us from doing that. It may never become our job. It might always be a hobby or something we do on the side that just brings a little bit extra income in if we want to start, commoditizing. I don't know how to say that word right now, but we want to start profiting off of it. But this is going to be a time where we need to put our passion forefront in our existence. We need to make time for it every single day. And we need to see that it is going to move us forward. We need to be a student of what ignites our heart, of what brings passion and fire to our soul. And we are going to see then that there's going to be an illumination that comes into our life that we weren't even expecting. The devil here in the Llewellyn Tarot deck, this is called the Horned One. And the Horned One is the god of the forest. It's a chaos god of nature, yes. And we have to remember that the devil in Christianity is a conglomeration of all the chaos gods of nature. So what we're going to see here is, yes, be mindful of our addictions, our doubts, our fears, our chaos that can come forward during this time, most definitely, especially since we have such lofty dreams for ourselves with that dragon energy coming forward, right? I want all the gold, all the prosperity, all the success. We don't really want to share it with others. We want to keep it for ourselves. We're going to be tackling and conquering things that have held us back, and things that have kept us from fully seeing ourselves and realizing our own potential. That's going to be very important. Always be mindful when the devil comes forward in any of its forms. Be mindful of the chains that once held us back coming out again. You can't possibly because XYZ. You can't possibly because XYZ. And we're going to be seeing here that we are protected. We have our spirit animals around us, yes, but we also have this natural guard around us. And we're going to be finding that we move forward in harmony with ourselves if we begin to trust ourselves. And that's going to be a very big thing. But again, be mindful, excuse me, of any addictions that we have in our life. Now, it can be the addiction of self doubt, it can be the addiction of negative talk. And I'm just going to take a sip of water because I'm going to cough. Oh, I apologize. But they're going to be any of the addictions that can come forward that can make us think, oh no, you couldn't possibly. That's going to feed into the Five of Pentacles energy of you need to stay poor, you need to stay small. So being aware of that is going to be a super important thing because we don't. This is actually a year where you get to think big. You get to move out of your comfort zone. You get to, jump into success. With Scorpio reversed, be mindful of secrets during this time. Be mindful of people keeping things from you. This isn't said to make you paranoid. It's like, oh, who's keeping what from me? But just be mindful of secrets. Be mindful that we can easily keep secrets ourselves. I'm going to cough again. I'm sorry. Okay. We can easily keep secrets ourselves during this time. We can not be listening to Spirit's guidance for us to move forward. And we can be really hiding away. This is a hiding away energy. It's like, I don't want to be seen. I want to hide away. And we all see this energy manifesting somewhere in our lives. And that's going to be an important thing to realize. Like, we need to realize that we need to step out of the shadows. And that's going to be huge for us during this time. It's going to be huge for us during this lunar year to say, I need to step out of the shadows and I need to step into my truth because we've been hiding something. And it's not like hiding something bad. It's just a sense of I can't fully embrace who I am and what I want and what I need because of XYZ. With the Queen of Pentacles, this is us coming through as the Queen. So we're going to be very comfortable in the sacred feminine energy during this time. We can be uncomfortable in the sacred masculine energy. So there's a simple meditation to see which energy you're the most comfortable in. So you take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. And just chant sacred feminine, sacred feminine, sacred feminine. See what comes up. See what energy comes forward. You can pause this video, of course, and do so, or you can, go more in depth later, but chanting sacred feminine around you, what comes forward? Do you feel comfortable? Do you feel uneasy? And then do sacred masculine. Take a nice deep breath, exhale, and then chant sacred masculine, sacred masculine, sacred masculine. What comes forward? Do you feel comfortable in that energy? Do you feel uncomfortable in that energy? We are going to see here, and we can come out of that meditation whenever you're ready. But we're going to see here that the sacred masculine around our fire, around our passion, around the way that we want to move forward, for one reason or another, is holding us back during this time. The sacred feminine energy around our prosperity, around the embracing of our wealth, around the embracing of our bounty, is going to be propelling us forward in one way or another. This is going to be a year you need to dress for success, okay? Everybody's going to be a little showy during this year. Aesthetics is going to be very, very, very important to people. So just know dressing for success is going to be a very powerful thing. We're coming out of we're entering into a new 20-year feng shui cycle. And this will last, of course, till 2044. And what we're going to see here is that during these 20 years, the element of fire is really going to be dominant, as well as the number 9, which is a number that is associated with dragons and phoenixes. So the number 9 is an auspicious number, and it also signifies a completion of luck. So we're going to be moving forward during this time towards completing our luck, towards things that we can, it's very much that saying, a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush, right? I need to complete my luck. I need to move forward in a way that is successful and profitable, there we go, and bountiful for me. We are going to be students of our creativity. We are going to be students of how do I let myself shine? How do I move forward? What inspires me? Where do I need to be? What do I desire for myself? Those lessons are going to come forward during this time quite magnificently and quite powerfully. So do be aware of this. All right. There is a sense of financial success, most definitely. Just be mindful because there's financial success, but there can be missteps in business, or tempers can really fly in business. So or in career. So just make sure that we balance our financial ambition with calm, loving energy around ourselves, because that's what we need. That's what we need in order to propel us forward to true success, true bounty, and the place that we really want to be in our lives. We can get caught up in structures of things, in the rules of things. All right. We're going to feel very at home in that energy, but we can also get very caught up in it. It needs to be just like this. I need to have the rules. I need to have things spelt out. That type of energy here can also hold us back. But then we can go pendulum swing to the other side and be like, well, I just want to see what happens, right? I just want to try and create and do and see what happens. We need a balance. We need a balance during this time because we are healing from a lot of trauma, especially financially. And when it comes to our careers or the place that we thought we would be at this time, and we're going to see ourselves healing, we're going to see ourselves connecting, and we want to align ourselves for success, not for, oh my gosh, it's another hurdle that I have to overcome. But you're going to see that during this Lunar New Year, your fears come forward. Your fears make themselves known, even if it's just in the back of your head for a moment. It's like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? Breathe and connect to the fierceness of the dragon. Connect with the power and the fierceness of you. This is a year to really lay down a positive, powerful foundation. And this is a year that will propel you forward in ways that you had not expected. All right. So let's see what our subconscious energy is. Here, our subconscious spirit energy is wish. We are losing sight of our wishes, of what we deeply desire and want, or we can be saying to ourselves, oh my gosh, that wish is so childish, is so silly. What am I even doing? So here it is connecting with our wish, and it's making that wish known, because it will be very easy to just forget about our dreams. Our subconscious chakra message is peace. This is the crown chakra. Crown yourself with peace. And you're going to think, what the heck nonsense is this? I don't need peace. And that's what we're really going to think during this time, right? I can burn the candle at both ends. I can keep on pushing forward. I don't need peace. I don't need this. I don't need that. I just need success. And Spirit's like, no, you do need peace. You need to calm yourself. You need to center yourself. Take your sleep seriously. Take your meditation seriously. Let yourself breathe. Take your breath seriously as well. Let yourself breathe. Let yourself connect. Our subconscious tarot message is the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles, remember, knights protect queens. We have the Queen of Pentacles here. Subconsciously, we have the Knight of Pentacles protecting that energy of what am I building? What am I bringing forward in prosperity in my life and in myself? We are slowly and steadily moving forward. The Knight of Wands is the second fastest moving knight card. So that can bring a lot of chaos to us. It can be like, I have to move faster, I have to move faster, I have to move faster. That is going to be another thing that we battle against, we reject during this time, which is going to be super important. That sense that everything has to be done so quickly. Yes, years go by quickly. They go by so slow when you're little, but as you get older, the days are long, but the years are short. And I love that saying. It's very, very true. So here, slowly and steadily move forward in prosperity, in success. Be mindful of what you are planting for this year. Be mindful of what you are building. Be mindful also of how you are healing and how you are connecting with your energy and yourself. Those are going to be big deals. And you're a big deal. So let yourself connect with you and let yourself see yourself as somebody who is sacredly important and absolutely beautiful. Okay. All right, Virgo. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy. as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. And know that this meditation and healing will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Virgo. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless. Bye.